We are live,
Hello, everybody.
just like Bomb here, and you are.
I am Tylerpreston20, and I guess I'm still a nobody.
No, you see, you're not a nobody, Tyler. You're my white slave. No,
I
my black.
thought I thought it was the opposite.
You're you're my black slave. I messed up. I can't believe it.
Yeah, my slave. That sounds actually better, really.
I mean, if you're a white slave, that means that that you're actually treated better still because you still have the white privilege. You see.
Oh yeah, the nice white privilege of just being owned by somebody else. But okay.
Yeah, see, compared to a black slave, white slaves they still get to eat decent food and they don't get whipped as often.
Yay me, I guess.
Where are we even going with this?
I don't know what we're doing, but you want to talk about Shazam, right?
Well, you keep saying that jam, like you're talking about some sort of different type of like
Jam.
it's Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam.
Shazam.
And do you know what it even stands for?
No, what does it stand for?
Like Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, Mercury.
Really? It actually stands for all that?
That's what Shazam means, man. It's not. Where's the J in that? What is it? What does the J stand for? Like Jupiter?
The J stands for let me try to think for 1 second about what could a J stand for. Oh, I know. Well, yeah, Jupiter is actually a god.
Yeah,
So
no,
Jupiter.
why I say Jupiter. But the name of Shazam? Well, Captain Marvel, depending on how you want to call him.
Yeah, isn't he like the original Captain Marvel?
Yeah, that's why the stream's called that.
So, oh my god, my lack of self-awareness right now, I swear.
Yeah, there's this kid called Billy Batson. You say the name, or say the word, and become a grown up.
Of course. But like in the beginning of the movie, he was, of course, like it was a different character though. It was like the main villain. He was in a car crash, and his father and his brother were like complete jerks. And so as he kind of,
Dr. Siavani or Siavana.
Dr. Siavani.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
like Siavana, like the name of the corporation was called like Siavana Industries in the movie. Remember?
okay. So Dr. Siavana was in a car crash with his father and his brother when he was much younger.
Because the Wizard's Shazam's a douchebag.
Yeah, and he got rejected by Shazam. And so after that, oh, I just mispronounced it again. So, Jam. So after that, he decided to become a ball person.
Tyler. Shazam.
Okay. But anyway,
remember Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, Mercury. Remember that?
Okay. But anyway, he turned into Walter White, becoming bald.
Yeah, Walter White, and he even commit crimes like him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he killed his brother just like Hank got killed.
Exactly, and so of course, he's transitioned to, of course, the main character. He turns
who lost his mom because he was busy looking for some toy. Because that's what kids do. They just think about toys. They don't think about like what's gonna happen to them. And oh man, wait till you get to the part with the mom. Now oh my god, wait till you get there. But he was looking for his mom for like 14 years.
Yeah, because they were at some sort of event at a park, I think, or like a carnival.
Yeah, and he tried to win like a stuffed tiger. The little known trivia fact: Captain Marvel actually had a friend that was really a tiger in the comics.
So this is like some sort of throwback to the comics.
And I'm not even kidding you. Like it was like a freaking live action Tony the Tiger kind of guy wearing a suit.
Oh my god! So this is some sort of throwback then.
Yeah, like they were like instead of actually showing a live action tiger, we'll just have a fake like stuffed tiger instead.
That's kind of funny because, like, in movies nowadays, they can actually afford to make a fully CGI tiger without having a real tiger.
Well, I guess it's okay to show a grown man. That makes more sense than apparently a talking tiger, right? Okay.
I mean, there was like the freaking Life of Pi, and they have a freaking fully CGI tiger there.
You want to do a screen share, look at the tiger or something?
No, I don't. I don't want to see the tiger. I can already imagine what a tiger could look like.
Oh, I could hit screen share. Take a look at that tiger because it's actually like it's kind of just like it's kind of like the nature of those kind of comics where it's so fantastical. And you don't even think about how absurd it really would be.
I can only imagine, really. Just
I mean, like we already have a child becoming a grown man going out with like actual woman. Like he was dating Wonder Woman at one point,
you,
and she's a freaking like 800 or 900-year-old woman.
he was.
Yeah, at one point.
Oh, what comic issue?
Oh, now you got me stumped.
I
I mean, anyone go Wikipedia or something? I mean, jeez.
mean, I don't even know myself. I'm just going by what you say right now.
Yes, but I mean, like she's kind of like she's been places.
Of course.
I mean, as like a grown adult, I mean, that's something.
Of course, but at this point, like I think most characters in the DC universe at one point just gone out with each other. Like, of course, there's the Joker and Harley Quinn. There's
I
Batman
mean, like
and Catwoman.
Wonder Woman was also with Batman and Superman. You know this?
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, like yeah, and Steve Trevor too.
I swear, like she just go out with anybody.
Yeah, and don't even get shot on like the Batman's list because Batman is like the biggest playboy basically, and like
I mean, he's like the freaking Iron Man before Iron Man got popular.
he makes Iron Man look like a nobody.
With the amount of dating.
I mean, I could just tell you like 10 off the top of my head.
Oh, please tell me. What's the 10?
Vicky Vale, Catwoman, Selena Kyle, like Batwoman, Batgirl. Let's see. It was like what's her name? Rachel Dawes from the movie. Let's see. Supergirl. Let's see. Who else? There was like this other woman. Uh, Talia al Ghul. Let's see. Wonder Woman. Cheetah. Let's see. Who's the last one I'm trying to think of? Let's see. There's one more. Uh, Man, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't really research this much. I don't look like a fool right now.
Research. Yeah, right. I know this on top of my head.
But you had to research it first before you know it.
Or I just read the comics.
I guess, but we don't even have like the comics for like the DC characters. We only have comics for freaking Spider Woman and also Iron Man. That's it.
Uh, well, there's comics online. Duh.
Okay, you read the scans of the comics.
Yeah. Like, all you gotta do is look up the title, like comics online, and you can read anything you want.
Huh. Of
Yeah,
course.
just go comics online. Wait, I shouldn't be advertising that publicly, or else they might take the website down.
Oh god. Oops.
Uh, by the way, do you know where Shazam used to come from? What comics he used to be part of?
Wasn't it part of DC before it was or
You're getting him mixed up. He came to DC.
it came to DC?
Yeah, like he started off in like a back in 1939. He was part of Fawcett Comics.
What the heck is Fawcett Comics?
Well, there was a lot of different places out there. Like it wasn't just Marvel and DC.
I mean, that's like the most too popular one. The other one is Archie. I know that for sure.
Yeah, well, there also was Fawcett Comics and
Huh.
Image Comics.
Huh.
And
what
I
kind of?
remember.
I mean, like, what kind of stuff did Fawcett have before this Shazam?
Well, I don't have like an encyclopedia of knowledge at my disposal. I mean, but I mean, I just know it off the top of my head.
Interesting.
But like
So
back in like 1972, that's when DC bought the whole thing.
72.
Yeah, like, and there's like a reference in the movie, like the high school that Billy goes to is called Fawcett High School.
Wow.
Yep,
Huh. I did not even catch that at all.
you
That's
didn't.
no. Like, I didn't think it would be like a reference to an old comic book place that it used to be part of.
Yeah, but I bet because I'm here giving you all this information, aren't
This
you?
is kind of funny. Like the last stream we did, we just talked about stuff, and I gave the information. Now you're giving the information.
Oh, lucky me, because you knew about all the directors. Well, I know about the comics here, so
It sounded funny because I don't know much about comics, and yet you are knowing more about comics than me.
okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, you know about all his powers, Shazam's powers.
I mean, judging from the movie, he seemed to just have a the lightning from his fingers. He also has like the super speed,
Okay, well, when we go more specifically,
and he can also fly.
you want to go more specifically that I can, go what these things means. Like they said it in the movie itself, you know. Okay, so it was like wisdom of Solomon. You know, he has like photographic memory basically. Like he can remember anything he sees once.
Hmm.
The strength of Hercules, you already saw that in the movie. He can Superman and beat him basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the few people who can fight Superman. That's kind of crazy when you think about it.
This is.
Stamina of Atlas, like he can go days and like weeks without even sleeping or eating.
I guess it can. I mean, in the movie, they didn't even show that because it was centered around this drama between the parents.
Yeah, like they had this part where he's like had to pee and stuff. Yeah, that's just kind of for comedy, man.
And also the time when he went to that strip club.
He could go all day.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
All day just wasting your hard earned cash on strippers.
Yeah, powers. He can teleport. He can shoot lightning. Pretty cool stuff.
I don't think
He's also like
we haven't seen that part where he shoots lightning in the movie.
from his fingers.
I mean, yeah, from the fingers, but not like from the freaking sky.
Well, I kind of meant like from his fingers mostly.
Okay.
Courage of Achilles. He doesn't get scared easily. Like it actually makes him like like gives him courage and like face adversity. Like it makes him just feel like willpower. Like also he's like because of his courage, right? Like enemies who use like mind-based powers can't really affect him so much.
Huh. Interesting.
And then there's the speed of Mercury, which gives him super speed. So those are like all his powers.
Goodness, like it's almost like he's just as strong, if not stronger, just than Superman.
Well, yeah, Superman. It really depends on which version because it's about Golden Age. I don't think he can lose anything.
Like basically, Superman. The only kind of stuff that can really stop him is just kryptonite, right?
Kryptonite and magic.
Magic.
Well, yeah, kryptonite and magic are things that can beat him.
Like since when it was magic? I thought it was just kryptonite.
It's been that for a while, Tyler.
Oh my goodness, I'm really showing my knowledge really well about comic books. So when it started happening for magic?
This is not. I'm going to rename this into the Tyler Gets Roasted stream.
Oh man, I get roasted by comic book knowledge.
But yeah, people who have magic powers can be Superman. Actually, if that's strong, generally speaking.
Oh man, I'm really out my element right now with all this comic book stuff.
Well, any other questions you have, just ask.
Okay, so when they started having magic, like of course you said the villains, but like what issue?
Tell you specifically what issues, Tyler. I don't know it off my head. But
You got roast too. Oh.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll ask you, when did he first appear? Then when did Superman first appear in the comics?
Oh, when he first appeared. Oh my god, I don't even know that actually.
I could say when Shazam first appeared in the comics.
Okay.
Okay, he was in DC in 1972.
72.
Yeah, I can tell you when he first appeared in DC. Can you tell me when Superman first appeared in the DC comics?
It's like 1940.
I'm gonna assume that you're correct.
Yeah, I think it's 1940 when he started to appear, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but like Superman, like some of the enemies do use magic. Like it's just that like none of the real popular ones actually I like top of my head can say that. But like some of them can do that. They use magic and they can beat him.
Huh.
But the thing about Superman is that like he's basically designed to be as strong as he needs to be.
Oh, interesting. But okay, it's enough with like the freaking knowledge about like Superman, Batman, and also like of course the powers of Shazam. Like, let's talk about like the stuff we like about the movies. So, what about like the comedy? Like, do you think the comedy was really good in the movie?
No question. I mean, they actually they nailed the comedy with like the whole like dramatic moments pretty well.
I felt the same way because it didn't feel like it was just overshadowed by one thing or the other because it was like a perfect mix of comedy and action.
Yeah, like they had these things going on, like you know, all the serious looking for his family stuff and backstory, and then finally meeting his mom stuff, which is all serious. But then he gets to Shazam, and like it's actually just a lot of fun. Like you're testing your superhero powers and stuff.
Not only that, but also since he's a kid in an adult's body, he can just get
Taking
away with
beer,
stuff. Yeah. He can just
like
go to just the strip bars, he can just go to freaking the liquor store and buy a beer because he's now looks like an adult.
all right, so like I got actually like I'm looking up a list of because just because you said before like about magic, I'm looking up a list of people who can use magic against Superman right now as we speak.
Oh boy, this gotta be interesting.
That's because you were saying that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. There's this guy called like, the Anti-Monitor. I've heard of him.
No.
Okay, let's see. According to this thing, he is like some dude who has like cosmic powers.
Hmm. Does sound like anybody really.
Well, yeah, but he's a part of the Crisis of Infinite Earths, apparently.
Okay.
Let's see, they're not really popular, but they do exist. Let's see. There's this guy called Atomic Skull. He is like some dude who has like atomic blast.
I don't think I heard him either.
Okay, well, I'm just letting them, they exist. People who use magic against Superman.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we should focus probably.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Superman besides Superman is Lois Lane, and also the freaking oh my goodness, Lex Luthor. Oh my, I can't even freaking say
Lex
his name.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor. I can't see him seriously now because of that performance in Batman versus Superman.
It's just the Eisenberg.
Oh my fuck! Now, I used to think of like Walter White kind of baldness, but now it's like, oh my goodness.
Okay, well, yeah, another reason with Superman, right? Like they see like that's the reason he makes a cameo in this movie is because the director knows about like his history with Shazam.
It's also.
Yeah, like they've been like doing a lot of team up issues, and they fought a couple times.
Huh. That's interesting. Like I thought it was like there just to be funny.
Oh no, like it was just a setup. Like Henry Cavill was too busy, being part of the new Game of Thrones series on Netflix.
Which is kind of funny because Game of Thrones for the final season's coming out starting on Sunday this week.
Actually, no, the Henry Cavill was on The Witcher. Never mind that.
Oh.
Yeah, but like it's kind of funny, thinking about like Henry Cavill. He didn't want to shave, or at least couldn't shave for Justice League. Now he can't even appear in person for Shazam.
I guess any nobody could just look like Superman, really. So it's no problem, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that he'd be more committed to the role, like be there, But I guess if DC was kind of failing, I can understand why he wouldn't want to, always be there for them.
It's kind of funny because this is like the most critically acclaimed DC movie so far, apart from the Dark Knight trilogy, and also Wonder Woman.
Yeah, yeah, like this is like probably the best one I've seen out of all of them, really. Although, like I see, Wonder Woman was kind of inspiring, actually.
I haven't yet seen Wonder Woman, but I'm heard it's really good.
Oh, there's this one part on like Dead or No Man's Island, right, where everyone's just dying, and then she goes into like a Terminator, basically. She just walks through all these bullets and just like deflect with her bracelets, like bing, 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 bing. Those bracelets are called, Tyler?
What they're called?
Bracelets of submission.
And seriously?
Yeah, bracelets of submission, right? You hit them together and knocks anyone down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I know a bit of DC trivia. I mean, back in the day, I'm actually probably a bigger DC fan than a bigger Marvel fan.
This is kind of funny because I pay more attention to Marvel stuff than DC stuff, at least in terms of the movies.
Well, want to watch me beat you in Marvel trivia too?
Oh my god, do I feel like I'm gonna feel again?
Well, like okay, so like the thing about it here, right, is like I grew up actually watching like Teen Titans and the Batman animated series and all those other stuff. So I'm probably more of a
Wait,
bigger.
you actually watched Batman the animated series?
What do you think I was doing all the time?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I mean, I knew about like the stuff like Teen Titans, but I didn't know you watched Batman the animated series.
now see, like every time in the morning when I was at my aunt's house, right, I would watch Batman in the morning before I went to school.
Huh.
Yeah, like every morning, that's what I would do. Is like if I have to go to like do schoolwork now, I'm gonna begin my morning right. I'm gonna have breakfast. I'm gonna watch Batman lecture me about capitalism.
Of course.
Like like remember so like there was like episode with like Mr. Freeze, right? That was one of the best episodes ever. Actually, I liked it.
That's kind of funny because the only kind of cartoons that I can recall watching when I was growing up is just, stuff like Teen Titans and, of course, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and then Kim Possible and That's So Raven and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and...
That's before your era, man.
Oh my god, I'm showing my age.
But like, okay, so the thing I like about those kind of shows was like DC is that like, and this is before all the Marvel stuff happened, was like they had a good balance between like dark and like light. They had a good balance going on. I mean, like they could show a lot of dark elements, like with Teen Titans and Batman, and even Superman. They actually Superman show too, actually. By the way,
It's kind of funny because people seem to credit like the Dark Knight trilogy as a push for seriousness in DC films, when in reality it's always kind of been serious since the freaking 1980s. Like, I think it was like that comic book called The Dark Knight Rises from Frank Miller, the guy who did 300.
nice.
It was also, of course, like that.
Yeah, roasted again.
I think
Roasted. Every time, man.
But yeah, it was also that. It was also the 1989 Tim Burton movie that was also really serious for Batman.
Yeah, like and that one actually had Batman kill someone, by the way.
Yeah, the only time I can remember seeing Batman kill somebody.
Oh no, Batman actually he's killed a lot of people actually.
It's kind of funny because it goes against his own principles.
Oh, see, back then Batman didn't have the same kind of principle. That's another discussion, though.
Oh my god!
Batman was a cold-blooded killer, and actually Zack Snyder captured that perfectly.
Oh man, if I had to make a discussion about that, I need to read up more about Batman then, because I obviously don't have that much knowledge for comic books.
Yeah, see, when Batman first came out, he was killer just like everyone else. He was killing just like Iron Man kills.
Huh.
But the thing about it is, like, I guess they just, they thought about it and they were like, Batman's greatest villains are like Joker, right? And Bane. And it's like, if Batman killed them off, he'd have no more interesting stories. So it's like, well, he can't kill them now.
It would be interesting if there's like a story where he actually kills the Joker.
He did that before, though.
He did?
He killed the Joker.
When?
Well, I guess the top like Dark Knight Returns is one of those actually. Like he killed the Joker in that one, and also there was a time when he killed him in like the Arkham. Let's see, the Arkham game.
Arkham Asylum?
Yeah,
Mm.
he killed him in that one too.
Wow. That shows, again, my knowledge of comic book stuff.
Like I'm not like I'm not like an expert, but I just know those things because I've been around the block.
Retitle this stream, Tyler lacks comic book knowledge. Ugh.
Is actually like you any viewers actually watching this?
I don't know and I don't care.
Oh man, because this would be so bad for you right now.
That's fine. I'm used to getting pwned.
Anyway, so the movie itself is like it's kind of hard to talk about this because it's just really a good movie. I mean, that's kind of why I keep getting distracted. It's just because like the comedy's good, the dramatic moments are good, the villain's motivations actually are good. I mean, it's actually I would almost say it's perfect except for one thing.
What's that one thing you don't like?
The last fight goes on for like almost like it feels like an eternity.
Dragon Ball Z level?
I don't know, like we get to the part where Giovanni meets up with like Shazam and his family at their house, and he's like, "You gotta give me your powers," and everyone was like, "No." It's like, "Give me your powers," and I was like, "No." So then they goes into the cave, and it's like they get in there, and it's about to give him his powers, but then they show up and save him, and then they had to go back out of the cave, and it was a carnival, and they still keep fighting, and then it's like, "Give me your powers," and he's like, "No, give me your powers." Then it's like, "No," and it's like then all these seven deadly sins are out. You know the sins names. Do you know that much at least, Tyler?
I mean, I know the one is acne or like, let's see, hold on. Oh my fuck.
Do you know the name of the seven deadly sins?
I mean,
You watch
oh,
Fullmetal Alchemist.
I
You
mean,
watch Fullmetal Alchemist.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I can't name it by heart.
You watch Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me search it up on Google.
Just some of these. I'll do it. Okay. Okay. Envy, wrath, sloth, lust, greed, a gluttony, and let's see, pride.
Oh. If you ask me what's the 5 deadly venoms, I can tell you.
I could tell you that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the snake.
There's the frog.
Yeah,
Let's see. And there's a snake.
yeah.
And there's a spider.
Yep.
Let's see. And one of them was like, what was it? Like, oh my god! Wait a second, just keep let me think. One of them was like a worm, right?
No, not a worm.
Okay, fine, you win. But okay, so like the fight keeps going on, and it keeps going on, and there's like, and then Shazam gives his family his powers, which actually like happens in the comics itself, by the way.
Right.
By the way, I wanna make this a big highlight moment for all these big access media outlets. Shazam is the most diverse movie in history.
Okay. By the
We
way,
got heroes who are
just a side note for the 5 venoms is the centipede, the snake, the scorpion, the lizard, and the toad. Anyway, but like, yeah, you're right about it. Like, it has like a disabled person, a black guy, a Latino dude. What else?
women.
A woman, yeah, woman, a black woman, a
Yeah,
white
I
woman.
mean, you got basically you got your representation in this movie. You got the Asians and everything too.
It's
All
just
even like obese heroes too.
the thing about it is that it did not use that as a selling point. It just felt organic to me.
Yeah, that's funny. No other media outlet is going to mention that, but this is actually the one time where I can be up there for to say that this is the most diverse superhero movie ever, actually, without even making a big selling point.
Yeah, because it was not even sold as such, at least from the trailers.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even remember like it being shown that like that fact that there were going to be heroes at the end either in the trailers.
By the way, some more trivia, right? For Shazam, right?
Right.
You know that Elvis Presley was a big fan of the character.
He was?
Oh yeah, back when he first came out, he was a big fan of Shazam.
I didn't even know that.
So much, in fact, that in that final battle, right? Remember when Freddy became Shazam too?
Yeah.
His hairstyle was a pompadour based on Elvis.
Wow.
Yeah, they gave him a pompadour because Elvis was a big fan of the character.
That is so cool.
Yeah, because this movie has a bunch of references. It has a Tiger reference, the Elvis reference, and it has the name of the comic Fawcett reference.
Hmm. I guess there's so much stuff I did not see the first time around. So it's interesting you researched this to find out the hidden gems.
And research. I told you, top of my head, man. You gotta pay attention.
Oh my god.
By the way, in the comics, Freddy was called Captain Marvel Jr. and Mary was called Mary Marvel.
That's that's kind of funny because they cannot get away with calling him Captain Marvel because of obvious reasons.
Yeah, but you can't call him Captain Marvel Jr. and they can't call her Mary Marvel, but I guess you can call him like Shazam now or Shazam Jr. or whatever. I don't know what you call him officially now.
It's like people in the movie just came up with just the most random names because they can't use Captain Marvel.
Like in the new kind of like the new 52, right? You can call him Shazam now, actually. You see, in the movie, you say Shazam and it become the adult, right? But in the
Yeah.
new comics, he can say that, oh, my name is Shazam, and there'd be no problem. It requires like the one transform, right? You got a desire to transform into the adult.
Hmm.
What
It's
are you
kind of
looking up
fun.
now?
It's kind of funny because like you mentioned the new DC comic books because like they haven't like from my understanding haven't suffered from bad sales ever since a long time. Like unlike the Marvel comic books, so
Because Marvel Comics went off, like they went all social justice, and they've been failing for like 4 or 5 years now.
it's kind of funny. Like
And then
how it's just been going down and down and down every single year.
they picked the character, like, and then like in all the 5 years, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson's character was rebooted like 9 times
Hmm.
in like 5 years, 9 times.
Wow. Oh
It doesn't
man.
happen, it doesn't happen often.
Let's see. Has there been any character that has been rebooted that many times for superheroes?
Not that I know of, man.
Like, what about Batman? Does that count?
See, Batman, it's going to get rebooted, right? But not that many times. Like Batman could probably go like 2 years or three, maybe even 5 years fucking a reboot, right? Batman just he has normally does good comics.
Well, let's see. From my knowledge, from
By
the
the way,
movie,
one more quick thing. Some dude came up with the idea to have a Batman comic where he's naked.
why?
Yeah, exactly. Like he just wears the mask only
It doesn't make any sense. Why would he be naked?
because female fan service, I guess.
But they would say it would be objectification if you do it for females.
Well, who cares about those kind of things? Like, it's only objectification if it's a woman, Tyler.
Eh.
Yeah, I'm not even joking.
But getting back to what I was saying, like, let's see, Batman has been in movies I think since the 40s and even also the 60s show with Adam West. Then of course we had the movie in the 80s, then the 90s, then the freaking Chris Nolan movies, and then also the one with Ben Affleck. So it's like let's see, I think at least 6 times he's been rebooted movie wise.
Well, yeah, movie wise, it's about the comics, man. The comics are like what inspires the movies and everything else.
No.
You see, normally, if you have a good character, you want to reboot your comics every other year or from the same year.
How can you just reboot it in the same year though? That's kind of crazy.
It's because no one likes the character. Like, no one wants to have her fight against like misogynist every single comic, or talk about like how she's just like, I want to talk about my agenda. Like, no one wants to hear that stuff, and they keep on stuff.
I swear that's like the record, like the most rebooted comics. Oh my goodness! But
Even now, Tyler, even now, after the movie came out, it's still failing in the comics. And I mean, the movie made $1 billion, but the comics are still doing terrible.
it's funny how Captain Marvel's doing better movie wise than comic book wise.
Yeah, I blame all the YouTubers, including I blame myself for this too. I made a video, and not everyone wants to watch it, so I blame myself for that.
I mean, no, no, no. Like, if you tell people, "Hey, don't see this movie," that's not your fault that they actually go out to see it. So you're actually
I mean,
discouraging it.
I didn't discourage it. I wanted to inform people, and that's what happens.
Huh.
I told people like what Brie Larson said. I was using her exact words, and I guess the controversy just kind of blew up, and everyone wanted to see it.
It's kind of, you know, I thought it would be like the reverse effect because she was just talking crap about anything. It was like talking crap about, apparently, if you don't actually, you know, have like minorities speak, you have to stop and let them talk or something. Like they want them to hear reviews from them or
It's how
something.
like, she was just saying that like if a movie's target demographic isn't like reviewing it, she wants to like have so that they are the ones who have the primary voice. Like she said that like if you have a film, I guess that has like I guess a white person, only people should like make opinions about that. Same way if you have like a black character, I guess only black people should make opinions about that movie. Like that's how it should be apparently. Like A Wrinkle in Time was doing terrible. It's like I don't care what your opinion. If you're 40 and white and a male, it has to be a teenage like biracial black girl apparently.
Wait, that the director said that?
No, that's what Brie Larson was saying basically.
Oh.
And that's the thing. Like everyone apparently they heard that she wants diversity. They didn't hear about how she wants to, your opinion doesn't matter basically.
Huh.
Still got $1 billion, so I don't even care anymore.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, I don't even really care about that. I care about like the movie itself was genuinely terrible. So,
You already saw Captain Marvel?
well, can't say it publicly, right? But I have seen and I actually kind of got the movie right. But if you told people I got it like on a website, they would take the website down, right?
Yeah. But anyway, so like what's parts of Captain Marvel you didn't like or
Everything basically.
everything?
I mean, if I said it right, it would be the most biased thing ever, right? But I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I got off of a certain web. I won't say what was it. I got off a certain website, and I watched it, and it's just trash.
Uh
I mean, like Transformers, basically. Well, worse than that, actually. I'd say.
it's kind of funny because the first Transformer was actually good to me. It was a lot of fun just for what it was, but then as it goes on and on and on, it got boring.
Anyway, back to Shazam or Captain Marvel or everything. The movie was fun, emotional. The mom was a dick, though. Yeah, the mom was a dick, but she was human, I guess. You know, warning to all you foster kids out there: your mom left you on purpose. Doesn't want to find you. She left you over there because she thought that she'd do a better job with you anyway. So yeah, the movie was basically I liked it. It was like it handled the dark subject matter and the comedy pretty well. Performances, even the child actors were pretty good. It's just like the majority of the children in this movie, you know, they were all pretty good. I mean, what name was the bullies basically? You think the bullies were too much?
The bullies, I think they were.
They ran over the handicap kid with a truck or whatever.
I think with the case for the bullies that basically they did it pretty well, and also like the payback was also really good when he started to destroy the truck and have his friend.
I remember like what the accent. I was talking about like they hit the handicapped kid with like a truck basically.
Right.
I mean, you think that's a bit much for just a bully?
Right, but I think the payback was actually good because he actually got revenge because the cars were now destroyed.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, they're not just bullies. Those guys are like freaking monsters. I mean, who would hit a freaking handicapped kid with a car?
I mean, they're not as monstrous as the villains in Toxic Avenger. Oh,
Okay, you got a point there.
oh my goodness.
That's a
Oh,
different discussion.
that's like even more crazier than they are.
Oh man,
Oh
that
man.
those clowns. The movie. Oh my. Anyway, you see, there's not really a lot to talk about because this movie was just. It's just like you see this movie, and it's just genuinely heartwarming, and also it's a Christmas movie.
Okay, do you want to talk about the video game stuff in the stream too?
That's later.
Okay.
That's a separate this conversation. What have we been going for?
Okay, I guess we could do it later for the video game stuff that you
Yeah,
told me.
how long have we been going on for this conversation so far?
Hold on. Let me check the page right now. We've been going on for at least, let's see, 41 minutes.
Okay, so let's just summarize this movie, right?
All right. So,
Billy, I like Shazam. I like Zachary Levi. He was standing up for Brie Larson and stuff, and saying people were doing troll stuff. It was it was mostly false. There were just some people on Twitter saying ridiculous things about movie promoting Nazism for Captain Marvel, but that's not true. Okay, so but this movie generally heartwarming, very much family oriented. Santa Claus was hilarious and very very good, very funny, very dark. Good message. Also, I like how like kind of like meta commentary about how like the chosen one stuff about how like what makes Billy Batson more worthy of the powers than Giovanni actually.
I
And
think I think personally, I tend to agree with you. As somebody who's not familiar with the comic books or most comic books, really, I thought it was a really good movie.
you don't know the message at all.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I said I'm not familiar with it. So, but prior to this movie, like when I came in, I didn't know what to expect. But like I think among the comic book movies that I've seen, like this also ranks among the best up there with Deadpool.
Yeah, like I think I like it better than Deadpool actually. He's the second one. The second Deadpool.
Wait, you cut out for a second. You didn't like the second Deadpool?
I sound like it more than the second Deadpool.
Oh, it's like it more than the second Deadpool. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably better than second Deadpool to me. I think.
I mean, I guess it depends on the cut of Deadpool 2 you see. Like there's like the theatrical cut and now there's this Christmas cut and now there's like this extended cut of Deadpool 2.
Well, I mean, like this movie dealt with an element that was just very like I like the message. You know, like your family can be anyone. It doesn't have to be your biological parents.
Right, that's a really good message. And also, do you think this movie is a Christmas movie like with Die Hard?
That's what I just said, man. That's what I just said. We had Santa Claus in this movie cursing a storm.
Okay, you kind of broke that when you said that. You kind of broke out a little bit when you said that.
Oh yeah, we had Santa Claus. We had the Christmas trees. It was snowing. It's Christmas soon.
Basically, yeah. It's like, it's, I think maybe, what would be like the best Christmas movie? Actually, it's like I'm kind of tied with this movie and Die Hard, I guess, for Christmas movies.
I'll see Die Hard. Definitely.
I guess Die Hard's like the ultimate one.
That I have yet to see a better Christmas movie than Die Hard. Yes.
Huh. Hmm. I guess you're right. Like, I guess this is a really close one though for Shazam.
Yeah, like this is like for a superhero movie. I mean, like okay, so I still think that the Batman Nolan trilogy was the better, but this is like probably the best DC movie I've seen.
By the way, do you have plans to see that one superhero movie where Superman becomes evil?
He's been evil so many times, man.
But no. Like it was like there's just a movie by James Gunn where he has plans to he produced a movie where like a Superman becomes evil.
Is it James Gunn?
Yeah, James Gunn. It's called Brightburn.
Well, Tyler, remember what you said before about how you didn't want to see Guardians anymore because of James Gunn?
Yeah, but also I'm just bringing it out there. Like basically, apparently he produced like movie where Superman becomes evil called Brightburn. Yeah.
Well, how should I put this? He's a very different subject matter. I don't want to discuss exactly James Gunn. It's just kind of awkward thinking about him, especially as it relates to him with Marvel, how they're trying to be all social justice, but they allow a guy who basically talks about having children suck him off.
I guess that's a whole separate discussion then.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward for me because I I've got a big sense of humor, but it's kind of like that kind of goes into a really awkward territory for me, you see?
I think
And
it goes into awkward territory to most people.
I mean, then there was the pedophile parties too, and that was kind of. And so I don't even want to think about James Gunn particularly. Yeah. I mean, I was just happy with, if they were taking his script. I didn't think they were going to bring him back, actually. And I know people are going to be like, people who heard that, like, they probably like, people support James Gunn. People are against James Gunn. I'm like neutral. I mean, that's just it. In my neutral opinion, his comments are creepy, and there were like thousands of them. Mm.
Anyway, let's try to wrap up this
Yeah, I think
podcast.
you made all the biggest points. Anything else to add?
I guess I will recommend it to anybody who has a chance to see it, and don't buy overpriced tickets like we did.
Oh yeah, okay. Like this is the year where DC comes back. Like DC's coming back. They got Wonder Woman. They got Aquaman. They got Wonder Woman. Wait, I said that already. They got Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They got Aquaman. They got Shazam. They're coming back. Marvel's going down after this because like after Endgame, I don't see what they're gonna do. Because I'm not seeing Spider-Man. I don't think I'm gonna see that one. Not right now, at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. The only movies, yeah, I'm gonna see for the rest of like this month, and probably like for next month is just the new Godzilla, and yeah, and also Endgame. That's it.
Yeah, just Endgame, and then I'm taking a break from Marvel. Then DC can just reclaim the throne.
The Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah. Anyone plug your channel or something?
They can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, go to his channel where you can watch him talk about stuff that'll piss your pants off.
Yeah, talk about stuff that just mind blows the mind, or watch the world burn before your eyes.
Later.